What's up, guys? Next question is, what do I think of the Nintendo Switch? Well, first and foremost, I think the Nintendo Switch looks awesome, especially if you got this version. I'm not complaining about the shell. A lot of people said the actual shell, the dock, was very cheap and stuff like that. It's fine with me. It doesn't need to be this high quality thing. The system was $300. It was very doable. Um, Also, there was complaints of the screen getting scratched, and some other people had this like glitchy stuff when they were playing the new Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I didn't have any issues, and I'm not just saying that being a fanboy or something like that. I really didn't. I didn't have any issues with anything. I can't think of anything manufacturing wise that I had any kind of issues. I had no freezing, no glitching, no low frame rate. I had nothing. I can't even give you anything. A lot of people were saying the blue Joy-Con, the left Joy-Con, was or I'm sorry, it'd be the red Joy-Con, was lagging or something. I didn't have any of that. Maybe it's because when I first got it, I got it the day of, but I didn't play it immediately because I was working. Maybe there was an update that fixed everything, and that was maybe the day of stuff. I just think people like to complain. If you take care of your stuff, I've had no problem with it. I don't drop it. I don't misuse it. I don't throw it in the dock and scratch the screen. People were saying that when you put it in the dock, it scratches the screen. I didn't have any issues like that. I don't even see how that could happen unless you're just being rough with it. You need to understand this stuff nowadays is not a regular Nintendo where you could throw that thing out the window, or a Game Boy that can withstand a desert storm bomb like it did and still work. Stuff's like not like that nowadays. So you gotta take care of your stuff, and I haven't had any issues. So manufacturing wise, I think it's great. I think the controller mode that the Joy Cons go into is fantastic. It's got really good charge life. I think it's comfortable. When you're playing a game like Mario Kart and you're playing two-player, I will say when you have to use each of the controllers by themselves, especially on Mario Kart, because you have to use the left and the right bumper to drift, that's a pain in the ass. At least for my hands. If you were a small child, you're probably okay. Like my son, when he's playing, he's probably fine. But if you're an adult, you're going to have issues. It's not going to feel right. It's small. So if you're going to get together with your buddies and they're out there playing NBA 2K and stuff with these small controllers, I'm telling you, it's probably going to be annoying. But you are playing a home console on the go, and that's pretty sweet. So I think that kind of outweighs it a little bit. Um, so everything hardware wise, I like with it. I've had no issues. Been pretty good. Zelda Breath of the Wild, which deserves its own video. I'll go over that at some point when I got time. Um, Phenomenal. One of the best games I've ever played. Like I said, I'll get more into that. I'll get more specific in its own video. It definitely needs its own video. But that was a fantastic launch date or launch game. Perfect kind of game to launch with it. Take one of your key characters of Nintendo, take Link, Zelda, put them in a game, have it launch. Awesome. Because you didn't have Mario. Mario comes in November. And that's where I get to a little bit of my griping. It's still like it always is with Nintendo nowadays. It's still with the games. It's the damn games. Not enough. There's Zelda, which Zelda was fantastic, but to be honest with you, that's about it. We had a lot of stuff just pretty much re-released with just stupid stuff added. Like honestly, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was to me a big letdown. It added a couple of the Inkling characters from Splatoon, which was cool, and then it had Baby Bowser and King Boo, and then instead of holding one weapon, you could now carry two, and then it had the battle mode, which when I'm playing Mario Kart, I kind of like racing. I don't really do battle mode, so that didn't do nothing for me. Um, So I was pretty disappointed with that, especially the fact that it was $60. I didn't feel like it was worth that, especially if you bought it for the Wii U like I did. I feel like there's a way that maybe it's on your profile for Nintendo and you should be able to get maybe Mario Kart for like 30 or 40 because you're buying pretty much the same freaking game. That would have been nice. Also, they came out with Shovel Knight that I was excited for, but then I seen that it was kind of just a remake. It was just a re-release on the Switch, and you could pick a couple of new characters or something, but it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. It's a letdown. I didn't even buy it. And then they had Blaster Master that I was hyped for because I thought it was a new Blaster Master, but really it's just a remake of the old one. And kind of weird, right when the Switch came out, I had just got done playing the original Blaster Master over here right behind me. And I beat that. So I was like, I don't want to play the same fucking game. So I didn't get that. And there's nothing on its way that is worth it. Nintendo is killing me right now with not using their first party. A game I'd really like to have out is Animal Crossing. I think Animal Crossing would be freaking phenomenal. First of all, I said Animal Crossing should have came out on the cell phone. While Nintendo's in the cell phone game now, they should have had Animal Crossing. It's mobile. It doesn't take a whole lot of skill. It's more about talking to other people and trading and selling and buying. That's what it's about. You could edit your town. That's what they should have done. Or had it on the Switch. The Switch is mobile as well. Don't understand why they don't have this stuff ready. And a guy at GameStop was talking to me about like the developer kits and they didn't have them ready or something. It's just inexcusable. You're coming out with a console. You gotta have the shit ready. Games are all that matter with these things. The systems can be damn near looking like shit and working like shit, but if you have good games, people are going to buy it. And I think that's why Nintendo always falls behind. You got to have your first party stuff be successful. And I mean, there's just nothing coming out. They didn't do nothing with Donkey Kong. I could have used a new Donkey Kong or another Star Fox. They came out with Star Fox Zero. I mean, they should have just said, screw coming out with Star Fox Zero on the Wii U because nobody had a fucking Wii U. Wait and come out with it for the Switch. They could have had the motion controls and everything. I mean, it could have been fantastic. So that was a letdown. It's just no games, guys. It's no games, no Punch Out. No, maybe, would have been nice to have like a Castlevania with them working with Konami again. And I know everybody's going to say, oh, yeah, they're coming, they're on their way. It's just, it should already be here, though. The thing came out in March, and all I've had to play is Zelda. That's it. And Zelda was great, but it's just one game. After a couple months at the most, it's going to get old. And then you're already waiting for DLC, and that's all you got. You want to play with your new system, but you don't got no fucking games. So developer-wise and manufacturing-wise, it's fantastic. I think it's fucking awesome. I have no issues with it. But it's the games. It's the games. We got nothing. And I think I just can't wait till Mario Odyssey. I don't see why there wasn't another Mario game like Super Mario Wii U. Why there couldn't have been a Luigi's Mansion. I mean, it's just, there's so many games that Nintendo has that they do well, and it's just, we're not getting it yet. Everybody's got to wait, and it's kind of like, come Christmas time, they better hope that they got some stuff to back it up. Because otherwise they're going to fall behind. Xbox and PlayStation are just going to kill you again, and you're screwed. They got all the Call of Duties and Battlefields and all this shit, and you got nothing. You got Mario Odyssey, which is great, but you better hope it's great. You're putting a lot of pressure on those two franchises, Zelda and Mario. They can't do everything. You gotta have more games. I don't care how good your stuff is. So, it would have been nice too. Like, fuck Mario Kart remake. I would have liked to see a Super Mario Maker for the Switch. That would have been nice. A Mario Maker on the go. So they came out with it for the 3DS, but they didn't do it for the Switch. So, like I said, stuff could be on the way. I know Splatoon 2 is coming. Splatoon 2 will be real cool. Bet it'll be pretty badass, but Yeah, I'm just overall though I'm a little disappointed. I'm a little disappointed. I ain't gonna lie. Um, I just really hope they step their game up. And I know a lot of people said, "Oh, there's a lot of these indie games that are on there." Nothing that when I watch reviews on it and I look at them, it's just nothing special, man. It's not worth getting super hyped about. I just want to see the first party Nintendo games make some moves, and I can't believe they weren't on deck to hit the stage right after Zelda. Like, okay, a month after Zelda, let's have something. And their answer was Mario Kart 8, but it's just a remake, man. They just re-released the same fucking game. So, I don't know. I hope they do well. I am, somewhat of a Nintendo fanboy, if you guys noticed. So, I hope they do well, and that's why I'm frustrated. But, system's great. Ain't gonna be too great if you don't got fucking games. So, we'll see what happens.